country in search of libations and musical liberation. And he'll be stopping here in Minneapolis on August 14th. Basically, he plans on formally party crashing throughout the country. Hence, my quick-thinking roommate Dobbin immediately posted a Facebook event for that evening, which he called Karaoke on the Rocks. So here's what I think, hope, and perhaps fear will happen. I roll up in my bike taxi to the gay 90s, where Bill is having an early evening cocktail with Rip Taylor. Murray promptly settles his debts and shares a brief embrace with Taylor before jumping in the back of my pedicab, which has served as a deciding factor in his decision to attend our karaoke among the dozens of other choices available to him. At a lengthy stoplight, I text a code B to the house, indicating that yes, Mr. Murray is indeed coming tonight. On the ride, Murray smokes a cigarette, and to my great relief, is relatively quiet and contemplative, as a witty 20-minute conversation would prove nerve-wracking to my fragile social sensibilities. He does playfully refer to me as garçon, and commands me to go faster every 5 minutes or so, which elicits a chuckle from me, and I fully comply. We pull up to our house, replete with the requisite banner Murray requires, stating that yes, Bill Murray can crash here. It is now 9:00 p.m. and several friends are already gathered and are sipping drinks, listening to Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, and engaging in a game of bang upstairs. Though I have texted in a code B to my roommates and friends, they are unprepared with the karaoke setup, as I have employed a furious pedicab pace, and we're back quicker than they expected. As the outlaws and sheriffs of the game scramble to put the cards back in the box, Murray exclaims, "I love that game, I call next." My roommate Ryan, a consummate host, offers Murray a wide selection of drinks, though he declines for now, instructing him to keep them chilled. He instead reaches for a flask from his breast pocket and takes a big pull. More and more friends pile into the house, and my roommate Steve and his band warm up downstairs in preparation for karaoke as several intense rounds of banging ensue. Eventually, more and more bottles and flasks are opened, and whiskey, bourbon, gin, rum, tequila, vodka, and wine rations start to dwindle. By this time, it's 9:30 and we're nearly out of liquor. This situation is explicitly kept from Mr. Murray, who by all standards seems to be thoroughly enjoying himself and has started in on the bourbon. Thankfully, some friends of Dobbins from Harriet roll up with ample bottles of East and West Side, both taming and fueling our ruckus crowd for the rest of the night. Eventually, the party starts to filter downstairs, which, as some of you out there may know, we lovingly refer to as the Subterranean Cafe. Here, Steve and his band are already in full stride, popping out classical and original jazz tunes. A moderate to moderately plus inebriated Bill Murray claps warmly, but proceeds to loudly drop his gargantuan karaoke songbook list on the downstairs coffee table, seeming to say, "Boys and girls, let's get down to business." Over the course of the next 7 hours, dozens of people enthusiastically perform all sorts of songs, from Hanson to Hammer, from Spears to Steely Dan, with a hint of Buffett, Tupac, Paul Simon, and Duran Duran. Surprisingly, Bill gets up to play only one song, a soulful rendition of "Nothing Compares to You" by Sinead O'Connor, enigmatically dedicating it to Roxy. The beer and the hours rapidly flow. It is now 5 a.m., and everyone is either long gone or strewn about the house. Suddenly and inexplicably, a bugle sounds filling every room in the house. Bill enthusiastically exclaims that it's yoga time, explaining that his guru, Maharajji Wajihima, demands that he adhere to a strict 2-hour session every morning at 5 o'clock, and that it has, in fact, extended his career by at least 30 years. He implores us to join him. I and a few others dutifully join in. After the rigorous session in which Murray lets out some whimsical but apparently efficacious yelps, we settle into a deep Savasana pose, peacefully savoring our efforts as our heads gently throb from alcohol intoxication. As we one by one gently come to from our peaceful pose, we realize that Bill Murray has disappeared, as if he had merely been a beautiful mirage. Thank you, Bill Murray, thank you.